Bandicoot Retrospective. Press start to begin.
The year is 2017. This is part 3 of my coverage of Crash Bandicoot the Insane Trilogy. If you missed the first 2 parts, I would highly recommend pausing this video and going to watch those videos first before coming back here. For those of us who have already seen it, welcome back. Today, we'll be going over the Insane Trilogy version of Crash Bandicoot WARPED. You bet your ass I'm bringing that joke back. Will Crash Bandicoot WARPED be where this trilogy finally loses its greatness, or will we end this trilogy with a bang? Let's find out. Alright, let's do this one last time. Whew. You know, after 3 times in a row of doing that, I honestly don't feel too bad. Get your diet and exercise, kids. It's good for you. Can I call this a PSA and have it written off on my taxes now? Just like before, not much has changed with the story, so I'm just gonna save you all the hassle and give it the same rating as before. With all of that in mind, the Insane Trilogy version of Crash Bandicoot WARPED story gets my rating of an A+. Just like the original, Crash Bandicoot WARPED plays exactly like Crash 2. You run, you jump, you slide, and you spin your way through levels collecting power crystals and trying not to die on your way. Oh, god damn it! I love getting kissed against my will. Probably one of my top 5 favorite things to do when being turned into a frog. If you remember before though, Crash Bandicoot WARPED added a bunch of gimmick levels to try and spice up the gameplay that Crash 2 already perfected. These include the underwater stages, the jet ski stages, the motorcycle stages, and the airplane stages. I did not look upon these stages very favorably before, seeing them as nothing more than distractions from an otherwise great gameplay formula. But what do I think of them here? They made them worse. They made them all worse. The only gimmick stage out of them all that doesn't control worse than the original is the airplane stages, but how do you screw up movements so broad? I'm absolutely shocked at how much worse the motorcycle and jet ski stages are. The jet ski stages controlled great in the original. I never felt like the physics were cheating me in any regard. Now, not only does the turning on the jet ski have a horrible radius and feel like I'm rubbing stone on gravel, but also the physics of the waves end up fucking up my control most of the time. If you hit a big enough wave at a great enough speed, you will go mid-air for a second and your turning controls are turned off. Why would you program it this way? All it does is make the control random and sporadic. As for the motorcycles, man, I hated them before, but now it's nigh impossible to make some of these turns without hitting the dirt. What in the hell were they thinking with this control? Did they even test it? I know it was bad before, but did you have to faithfully recreate it that much? The underwater stages still hurt my hands, especially when I'm going for the gold relics. In a bid to try and make it feel like Crash was underwater, they just made the control awkward and hard to maneuver. It's such a shame because the regular Crash levels are still really good and hold up just as good as they did in Crash 2. With all of that in mind, the Insane Trilogy version of Crash Bandicoot WARPED's gameplay gets my rating of an A, just 1 letter grade below the original. I'm just a broken record at this point, so I'll try to keep the visual department review brief. Just like its 2 predecessors, Crash Bandicoot WARPED does a great job recreating all of the environments that the original game presented. What makes this part of the game really cool is that the environments are so varied. We go from medieval times to underwater to pirates to Egypt to the future, and they all look great and distinct in their own right. Once again, a stellar job. Now it's time to talk about all of the voice actors who have come back and a few newbies. Crash Bandicoot WARPED is where a lot of Crash Bandicoot characters found their voices. Interestingly enough, the only characters whose voice actors reprise their roles from Titans are Crash, Coco, Cortex, Aku Aku, and Uka Uka. Everyone else was recast. We've already talked about the voices for Crash, Coco, Cortex, and Engine, so let's move on to the new character voices. Aku Aku is once again played by Greg Eagles, most well known for being the voice of Grim in The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. I was really worried about his voice in this game because Aku Aku from Titans and Aku Aku from the classic trilogy are two different characters, but he fucking nails it. That parental, calming voice really suits Greg Eagles. Uka Uka is also once again played by John DiMaggio, known for being the voice of Bender from Futurama and Jake from Adventure Time. He definitely does a better job than his Titans counterpart, actually giving him a voice that fits the evil mask, but I can't help but prefer Clancy Brown's performance. Sometimes it sounds like DiMaggio is choking on his lines. As for the newcomers, Tiny Tiger is also voiced by John DiMaggio, Dingo Dial is voiced by Fred Manticore, known for voicing the Hulk in a lot of Marvel animated media, and Soldier 76 from Overwatch. And Dr. Entropy is played by Corey Burton, the same voice as Engine. Once again, this wouldn't be Corey Burton's first time playing Dr. Entropy, as he has done it before in Wrath of Cortex. Everyone does a stellar job as you'd expect, and I really like Corey Burton's performance as Entropy in particular. He just gets the vibe. Just like the other two games, the soundtrack is also vastly improved on. Remember how I said before that I didn't particularly care for what they did for Tiny Tiger's theme in the Crash 2 remake? Well, holy shit, they made the Crash Bandicoot WARPED version fucking awesome. Listen to those guitars, it's hype as hell. Perfect for a gladiator arena. Not much else to say other than, it's truly great. With all of that in mind, the Sane Trilogy version of Crash Bandicoot WARPED's presentation gets my rating of an A+. Alright, we all know where this is going. Completing Crash Bandicoot WARPED is actually the exact same as completing the original. To 105% this game, you must collect all 25 crystals, all 47 gems, all 31 gold relics, and beat all 5 bosses. As per usual, getting the crystals is easy as hell, gems add the perfect amount of challenge, and relics are the hardest part of completion. Thankfully, this time obtaining all of the relics is necessary in order to see the canon ending of this game. Thank God, I don't know if I could have gone another game of getting relics for the trophies. Thankfully, getting the relics is easier in some ways than in the original Crash Bandicoot WARPED, because the movement and physics are improved. All the time when I would run and jump onto grates that Crash can climb on, he would just not grab on and fall. That weird quirk is now gone in the Sane Trilogy. If I'm jumping towards the grate, I'm grabbing it. It is harder in some ways, however, due to the aforementioned worse controls on the gimmick levels. I had to do the motorcycle levels so many times, just because the window to get the gold relics is so tight, and if you screw up even a little bit due to poor turning, you may as well start over. I think now is a better time than ever to do the trophy breakdown. We got 24 trophies yet again before we get that platinum, so let's do the rundown on what 100%ing the game will normally give us. We got Tiny Trounced, Penta's Revenge, a Nefarious Trophy, Mech Wrecked again, and Cortex Incarcerated for defeating all of the bosses in the game. Now let's go get those trophies from just getting all of those gems. Taking the scenic route will pop when you do a bonus round, you'll get a cut above the rest for going on a colored gem path, not a scratch give it time is for going into the harrowing death routes, ooh, spooky. You get UFO crossing and getting carried away by finding the entrances to the 2 secret levels in this game. Speaking of getting carried away, what the hell is the hint in order to know that this specific pterodactyl will carry you away to a secret level? Like seriously, I forgot to touch upon this in the original Crash 3 review, but what kind of cryptic nonsense is this? Getting all of the gems, including the ones in the secret levels, will net you 3 more trophies. Leave no gem unturned, bringing down the house, and giving 102%. Now, it's time to get those relic trophies. Getting all of the gold relics will get you 3 more trophies. Buckle up, boys, buckle up. Is there a problem, Granny? And booyah, Grandma, booyah! Now that you've 105%ed the game, you're standing at a lofty 16 out of 24 trophies. Now let's get those pesky miscellaneous ones. You will get the Riddle of the Sphinx by doing the following. After defeating Engine and getting the Fruit Bazooka, go to Tomb Time, and before entering the eponymous tomb, aim your bazooka at Cortex's face. At some point, the reticle will turn red, and just shoot to get an extra life and this trophy. Accept No Substitutes is a funny one. After 100%ing the game, go back to Toad Village and go up to this house, and you will see Fake Crash. Trust me, I'll make a video on you later. All you have to do is shoot Fake Crash with your bazooka, and bam! Trophy. Now for the death trophies. Getting killed by the wizard in the medieval stages and getting killed by the mummy in the Egyptian stages will get you warts and all, and keeping Crash under wraps. Now for the obligatory Coco trophy. After getting the Tornado Spin ability from Entropy, play as Coco and use the Death Tornado to defeat 5 enemies, and bam, you got Category 5. Trigger Clickin' Good is obtained by shooting 5 chickens with a bazooka in a single level. The easiest way to do this is to enter Toad Village, start the time trial, shoot the chicken right at the beginning, and then restart the trial. Doing this 5 times counts as shooting 5 chickens in one stage. Gotta love when you can cheese a trophy. Next is a very, very weird trophy that now I'm wondering if this is a thing in the original Crash 3. Please let me know in the comments. Your Moment of Zen. To get this, you must go to Tomb Time and encounter this monkey that appears out of these 5 pots. All you must do is dodge his attacks until he stops attacking you completely. This usually takes about a minute. Once he finishes attacking you, spin the pots to reveal an enlightened monkey and your trophy. Last but not least, the obligatory 99 Lives trophy. The easiest way I found to get this trophy is to go into Sphinxinator and go through the difficult path right at the beginning. At the end of this relatively easy short path is 4 extra lives. Once you collect the lives, exit the level, and then save and quit the whole game. Reload the game, rinse repeat, and soon you'll get to your 99 lives and obtain your final trophy. A Stitch in Time saves 99. Doing all of this will net you your final platinum trophy in the Crash Bandicoot N Sane Trilogy, the invincible Crash Bandicoot. So after all of that, do I recommend completing Crash Bandicoot in the Insane Trilogy? Honestly, weirdly enough, I'd say go for it. Considering to get the true ending of the game you have to get all of the relics anyway, you might as well go the extra mile and do some of the random errand tasks that the game thinks are fun to do. What a way to wrap up this insane trilogy. With a story that remains unchanged from the fantastic original, gameplay that is unfortunately a bit of a downgrade from both the rest of the Insane Trilogy and the original source material, presentation that keeps on giving, and a completion that actually gives you some sort of reward, the Insane Trilogy version of Crash Bandicoot may not wrap up the trilogy as gracefully as we would have liked, but to be fair, neither did the original. With all of that in mind, the Insane Trilogy version of Crash Bandicoot gets my overall rating of an A+. It's still great at the end of the day, just has a few more flaws than I would have liked. Oh, we're at the end of the trilogy, so I guess I can give the Insane Trilogy its overall rating, huh? Alright, let's make it official. With all of that in mind, Crash Bandicoot the Insane Trilogy gets my overall rating of... Wait, what? I'm not done? Little mishap. We're actually not done with the Insane Trilogy after all. So I guess I'll see you next week. Run the outro. Thank you everybody so much for watching this video, and if you like the Crash retrospective, please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next episode. We also have merch in the description below where you can get our shirts, mugs, and stickers to enrich your gameplay experience. You could also become a channel member to get all of these videos when I'm finished editing them, as opposed to when they're scheduled to come out. Next week, we'll be looking at the next Crash game in the lineup, the Sane Trilogy DLC, Stormy Ascent and Future Tense. With that, I'm Bottles, and I bid you, my well-esteemed guests, adieu.